Have you ever found yourself secretly drinking alcohol? Maybe you didn't want other people to know, and maybe you did it privately just because you felt like you needed it. It's Adam here, and I was working with a client that had a wonderful holiday, and when they returned from moderate drinking while they're on holiday, they told themselves that it was fine just to have a glass of wine. And when they did, they opened a bottle, and that led to another, and then they had the whole bottle. And they'd made a lot of progress in reducing the amount of drink that they were having. They'd gone from a daily drinker to only drinking on either special occasions like holidays and the occasional glass of wine on a weekend. But because they'd finished a holiday of regular drinking, this had led them to then initiate what was a pattern within their own home. And what this session is all about is really using emotional leverage to say that they can choose to drink to excess if they want to, but that's not really the life or the future that they want. And actually, they can get the same feeling of dopamine or relaxation or self-connection from alcohol in different ways by using things like nature, relaxation, and even exercise, like going for a swim or using the exercise bike. So if you can connect with the idea of secret drinking, you might get some value from this session. Just be aware, though, that it was created for an individual client, and therefore some of the suggestions would be relevant for them and not quite right for you. So if you like the idea of working with me directly to have a session created specifically for you, there will be a link in the description where you can schedule that free consultation call. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in that relaxing feeling of distilled calm and tranquility. And as you breathe out, just allow yourself to release any feelings of frustration, shame, and any tension. Each breath taking you deeper and deeper relaxed. That's it. And the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the deeper you breathe. Each breath taking you deeper and more relaxed. That's right. And I want you to scan your body for any clues of tension, any stress, and even any regrets. And as you do so, give permission to release any feelings of anything you'd like to release. Because for now, there's nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go, and nothing to prove to anyone. So just connect with that gentle rhythm of your breathing, the rise and the fall. And breathing, just like swimming, can access a state of unconscious flow. You get into that rhythm and your body simply knows what to do. And realize that with each exhale, a little more of what can be released will be released. And I want you to imagine water, maybe a river, maybe the sea. And I want you to imagine what it would look like to just look at the reflection on the surface of the water, perhaps seeing sunshine reflecting. And water has a sound, whether it's the sea, a lake, a stream, or a waterfall. Just imagine the sound taking you deeper and deeper. And I wonder if you could imagine walking on the surface but not sinking of that water, as if you're floating on calm, clear water, weightless, effortless, peaceful. And as your body relaxes, your mind can begin to wander inward, down through the levels of relaxation. And as your conscious mind drifts, your subconscious can reawaken, receptive, ready to listen, and ready to learn. And there on the water, see something unusual. A staircase that takes you under the water. You remain dry because it's taking you to a deeper part of your subconscious mind. And the staircase is not made of wood or marble, but water, like transparent steps that you can walk down. And I wonder if you could imagine walking down those steps leading to a peaceful pool area, and the air around you filled with that clean scent of water and light. So imagine taking that step down now, 10, 9, 8, feeling safer, more centered, more in control. 7, 6, 5, floating further inwards, continuing that descent down into that sanctuary within your mind. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you're now in this sanctuary, this private pool area, arriving at the calmest level of you. That's it. And in this place of peace, I'd like you to picture a version of yourself, perhaps even a historical version of you, a version of you that would drink alone, would find a way of justifying it. Whatever the reason is, I don't have to do any work if I've had a drink. It's my last day of holidays, or something else. But you're the observer. Just notice that version of you, observing without judgment, only with compassion and understanding. Because this version of you wasn't weak. They were just seeking something, a feeling, a state, a shift. But that state, that warmth, that numbness, that relaxation, that sigh of relief, it doesn't exist in the bottle or the glass. It exists in the body. Because that chemistry, that biological reaction, was never about alcohol. It was about serotonin, dopamine, and endorphins. It was the feeling you were seeking. But that feeling comes from the body's own natural gifts. It exists within you, not the alcohol. And now you, the wiser you, the future you, now knows a better way to harness and activate those feelings without any shame and without the energy drain. Because you know that you could drink privately if you wanted to. You could attempt to drink 2 bottles if you wanted to. You could pour a glass, open a bottle. But what if that gives you those good feelings for a little bit, but then more feelings of shame and the energy drain for longer? That feeling of being sneaky or deceitful would last way longer than any temporary feeling that alcohol can give you. And as you look at the past version and the future version of you, it dawns on you that you can drink on your own, drink more than you normally would, but you simply don't want to. Just because something's available doesn't mean you have to. There are drugs that exist that are possible for you to get that aren't even on your radar. It's available but irrelevant because your body, your mind, your identity now crave something better. Movement, fresh air, the feeling of energy and pride flowing through your veins, not alcohol. And as you think about that recent holiday, you've proved you can drink moderately. A glass with a meal, balanced, social, effortless. And before that, you've proved that you don't need to drink on a weekday. You've already learned the art of moderation, of enough. So now your mind begins to separate 2 identities. The social you, that's relaxed, connected, open and grounded. A glass of wine with friends or your partner on a weekend evening or a celebration or a special occasion. A small ritual of connection and presence. You don't have to, you don't need to, but you choose to, and that's fine. And then the private version of you, calm, self-reliant, strong, and responsible. Not just for you, but perhaps those dogs. And this part of you doesn't need alcohol to unwind, because that version of you has discovered something better. And whether it's minutes on an exercise bike, or lengths in the pool, or perhaps walking the dog in the fresh air, that version of you can transform your entire state in minutes. And that's where the true chemistry of confidence lives. It lives in the fresh air, the rhythm, the heartbeat, in new rituals. And whether that's a brisk walk, swimming a few lengths, or perhaps that time on the bike while watching a good TV show or a movie. What if that releases a cascade of feel-good neurotransmitters: dopamine, serotonin, endorphins. And what if that feeling also makes you feel good, but without any of the baggage? No need for deceit, no need for shame, no need for that low energy or a headache. That comes with pride, with clarity, with safety. And I think part of you already knows that covert or secret drinking, that deceit never protected you, diminished you. Because if it really was something you wanted, you'd feel proud of that decision the following day, and yet you don't. Your intuition already knows it doesn't fit with who you are. Nobody would feel shame of something they're proud of, because your real power has always been in integrity. It's integrity that keeps you safe. Integrity protects your dogs, your home, your peace. Integrity is the feeling of being able to look in the mirror and say, I'm proud of who I am, and I'm proud of what I do. And every time you get the balance just right, that will be true. And that pride feels lighter, cleaner, and infinitely more satisfying than any glass of wine could ever offer. Because integrity, that is the path of moderation, of balance, of great decisions, of alignment. It's not about abstinence but choice, and not deprivation but freedom. And I want you to imagine in this sanctuary creating a three-dimensional hologram of your future, and imagine yourself in the days ahead. And I want you to notice that even if there was a bottle, perhaps in the fridge or a cupboard or somewhere else, even if there was, that future version of you simply doesn't want it, because you don't want the deceit, the shame, the low energy, the possible future guilt. You don't want it, you don't need it. And I want you to imagine seeing yourself smiling as you pour that bottle of wine down the sink, sending a message that just because it's there doesn't mean that you have to drink it or even want it. And the first time that you pour a whole bottle down the sink sends a powerful message to your unconscious that you are in control. You decide when you drink, what you drink, and how much you drink on your terms. And I want you to imagine that future version of you going on that walk with the dogs, perhaps making a healthy smoothie, or spending time on that exercise bike. And you get the feeling that you'd rather feel proud than foggy. And you're happy to break that inertia. The very first time you get on that exercise bike, it will feel difficult outside the comfort zone. But the second time is easier, the third time even easier. And the 17th time, you won't even be counting, because it will be a new ritual, a ritual that gives you wonderful feel-good chemicals in your blood with no downside. Dopamine isn't the problem. It's how you get it. And if you get it by doing things that make you proud, you can create these wonderful habits or even healthy addictions that just enrich the quality of your life. These natural feel-good feelings that lingers longer, and a sense of energy that feels alive and clean. But most of all, you feel that you've earned and deserve those wonderful feelings. Because you can find joy in movement, you can find freedom in choice, and most of all, you can find peace in integrity. I want you to imagine leaving that sanctuary, climbing up a staircase made of water, finding yourself floating on that calm water, and then floating back to your present, but taking all of these wonderful feelings with you, a new identity, a new relationship with yourself and your body, built on trust, integrity, and a real desire of what you really want and really deserve. Very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. And when I count from 1 to 10, you will awaken, feeling that even a slip up or a step backwards is useful if you can extract all the value from that and move forward with a new sense of clarity. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, connect and calibrate into the here and the now as I now count to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.